Russell, Dave Brown, right along ringside. We're about ready to go with another big day championship wrestling. Davey, what we got?
Opening match today, we're going to have Stan Lane in here going against Speed in what should be a fine opening match. Then we get into the tag team action. And the first one is going to be beautiful Bobby Eaton, Sweet Brown Sugar against Roy Rogers and Joe Stark. Then coming up later today, the Midnight Express will be here. And we'll also have an expiration of time tag team match, which will be featuring the superstar Bill Dundee and Steve Kearns.
Son of a gun, they're all here. And by golly, we got some other features, too, that we'll be talking about and showing you as a matter of fact. Right now, let's get ready to get it all on. We'll see Stan Lane and Speed coming up right after we take time out for this.
Stan Lane climbing into the ring, and here comes referee Jerry Calhoun up on the ring apron right now. As soon as his opponent from the first family arrives, we will be underway with wrestling action here today. Here it comes, led by manager Jimmy Hart. Under the mask, it's Speed. Hart, Speed up to the ringside. This will be a one-fall, 15-minute time limit match. At 212 pounds from the first family, Speed, and going against him at 218 from Delray Beach, Florida, Stan Lane. Referee Jerry Calhoun.
Okay, they're both sitting on ready, and we're ready for it. Bell time, and here we go, Davey.
Lane with some problems with the first family, former member of that family. Now wrestling another first family member, and Speed round behind him. Manager Jimmy Hart, big good move it was, but Stan Lane showed him a better move. Had the shoulders down briefly, but couldn't hold him down for a 3 count. Headlock by Steve Kearns. Back to the rope. Oh, Stan leaps in, and a drop kick puts Speed on the mat. Speed quickly back to his feet. Stan Lane ends up with the advantage and a bar on the left arm. Boy, fast action here as we're underway. We're less than a minute into the action.
Both of these guys can go, Dave, no doubt about that. They both got speed. Oh, nice move. Speed takes him down.
Stan, wrap that leg around. Counter move. Put the shoulders down. Speed didn't keep him there long. They're into the rope. Referee Jerry Calhoun is right there calling for a break. Jimmy Hart is on his feet screaming that Speed was having his hair pulled by Stan Lane.
Stan happened to have his hand laying across the back of the head of Speed, and Hart is screaming, hair, hair, hair.
Speed with that ponytail hanging out the back of his mask. Round behind, it's Stan Lane. Speed off his feet. Turns him. Trying to get the shoulders down. Speed fighting for the ropes. Gets under the ropes, and a break called for by the referee. 1 minute, 45 seconds gone in this one-fall, 15-minute time limit match. Delray Beach, Florida, Stan Lane against Speed. Oh, look at Lane hang on. Hook those legs around.
Yeah, and he was still in the armbar, too. Yeah. He split it and scissored him on the legs, pitched him forward. Nice move.
Advantage right now, Stan Lane. Oh, now there's some hair pulling. Speed grabbed a handful, yanked Lane down to the mat. Referee Jerry Calhoun trying to get in between them, stop the hair pulling and the closed fist. 2.5 minutes gone in the match. Speed heads for center ring. Stan Lane waiting for him there, dumps him on the mat. Speed with a good move, went for a head scissors. Broke the hold.
Seen a lot of good moves and counters in this match, and there is Speed and Stan Lane. Both are capable of it. Stan wrist locks him, takes him into hammer position, but rolled up top.
That looked like a top wrist lock, but I think Speed grabbed a handful of hair again and yanked Stan Lane down to the mat.
Would he do that?
He might.
He might.
He certainly would, as a matter of fact. Referee right there watching it this time. And Lane, boy, power as Lane forced his way back up from the mat.
Stanley, powerful, keeps himself in great shape. He bridged up on the neck and came right straight up. Dropped in with the elbow. We're making appropriate comments, Jimmy.
Lane, boy, he had a leg hook there, but Speed ended up with the advantage on the hole. Lane on the mat. Back on the rope, and referee is to back him away. Speed with a knee lift and another on the rope. Forearm by Speed. Lane staggered by it. He's backing toward the corner. He grabs him by the hair, wheels him across the ring and into the top turnbuckle. Speed goes fifth. Out of the mat goes Speed. Lane backs him to the rope, whips him across the ring. Backdrops him. Just stands there waiting for it. Hey, that's a high kick by Stan Lane. The figure four may have him. Let's see. Jimmy Hart on his feet yelling, no, don't give it up.
Not his leg.
That's right.
He can afford to holler
Look
now.
out. The Iranian assassin. That's going to be the match. Disqualification. Stan Lane battling the Iranian assassin. Here comes the Cuban in there now. Now Jimmy Hart climbs in the ring. And a large part of the first family beating up on Stan Lane after Lane has won the match by disqualification. Here comes help. Steve Kern, Bill Dundee. They run him out of here, except for Hart. Hart trapped in the corner. Lane's got him. He nails him with a right. Kenny Shane jumps in, grabs Stan Lane, get him off of Jimmy Hart. And Hart and Kenny Shane head out of the area. Boy.
Hart is just a guy that Stan wanted to get a hold of, too, because he's the one that he's been aiming for with all the other guys taking shots at him out of the family. So Stan comes up with a disqualification win. I think he had it anyhow on a submission with that figure four leg lock. But
443.
443. We're going to take time out and be back with more wrestling action for you in just a moment. Okay, back to Channel 3's Championship Wrestling in the Ring in just a moment. Do want to tell you about Tuesday night. Man, big card. We'll give you that a little bit later on. Do want to mention the last two matches, though, when Dennis Condrey and Randy Rose will be going against Bill Dundee and Dutch Mantell. Going to be an interesting tag match right there. But the final bout is going to have Steve Kern and Norvell Austin in a single match. And this is something that Kern's been looking for.
Exactly right. You know, Lance Russell, this guy's been chasing me, so to speak, trying to run me down for a long time. Yeah. But now he done got his wish. I guess he done been going talking to them promoters and everybody. Kern, you got your wish, but let me tell you one thing. You're going to hate that you ever signed a match with me because I'm going to come now with my eyes full of thunder and some hurt in my heart. So you just get ready, my friend, because when it's all over, you going to get dogged. And there's another important match on this card. My men might have something to say about that, Lance Russell.
Well, I'm certain as they will, and that's going to be a bout between Dennis Condrey, Randy Rose, and Dundee and Mantell.
They think they done something by catching our man, but they wore out 2 pair of Nike shoes to catch him, baby. And Steve Kern, when it gets down to the end and the line is drawn, let me tell you something too, boy. You're going to lose your house. You're going to lose your car. You may even lose your life. You never know. Let me tell you one thing, too, Dutch Mantell. You're sticking your nose where it don't belong. You're talking about champions. You're looking at champions. We don't need belts. Belts is gaga to us because we've been champions all over the world, boy. From Maine to Spain on a choo-choo train, we've been everywhere. We don't need it. It's gaga. We're bad right here. That's what's going to happen. Don't stick your nose in where it don't belong, Dutch Mantell.
Well,
you make it bit off.
You know well that Dundee and Mantell are a tough team.
Yeah, they're a tough team, baby. Right here's the team. Here's the team of the 1980s, baby. We're what's happening. We're what's going down, sonny boy. And let me tell you something, Dundee and Kern. It ain't Kern, but it's Dundee and Mantell, baby. We're going to get you.
Tag team action coming up here. Beautiful Bobby Eaton and Sweet Brown Sugar headed to the ring with Jimmy Hart. This is going to be a one-fall 15-minute time limit match, introducing at a total of 442 pounds on the right of the screen from Nashville, Tennessee, Roy Rogers. And his partner from Arkansas, Joe Stark, going against him at a total of 448. From Huntsville, Alabama, beautiful Bobby Eaton. And from Union City, Tennessee, Sweet Brown Sugar. This match will be one fall, 15-minute time limit. The referee is Jerry Calhoun.
Okay, the robes, the jackets coming off. Beautiful Bobby, Sweet Brown, kind of an impressive team. Roy Rogers, who's really been making some inroads as he's picking up that experience, and Joe Stark back with us, and we're glad to have seen him the last 2 or 3 weeks. He's really looking good, as a matter of fact. Sweet Brown Sugar, Roy Rogers, starts it out, and Roy, with that arm drag a couple of times, takes Sugar over and down. Center of the ring, they tie it up, and Brown Sugar misses the big right hand. Tag on the beautiful one. Eaton comes in with Rogers. Roy wraps that arm up. Big elbow from Roy. Tag on Joe Stark. Beautiful Bobby down on the mat. Sugar a long way away for the tag. Referee Jerry Calhoun.
Glad to see Roy Rogers and Joe Stark going for the tag so quickly there. They are underdogs in this match, but good teamwork. They could make a run for it against this team of Eaton and Sweet Brown Sugar.
Eaton passes the tag off to Sweet Brown Sugar, and Sugar puts a knee in there, takes a couple of shots at Stark. Fighting back, but look at Sugar picking straight up, but he got a tag on Rogers. Big back drop. Sugar down hard. Side mare. Roy trying to hold on to that side headlock, and with Sugar's head shaved, that's not the easiest thing in the world. With a height Roy has, he just kind of stepped over Sugar. He really didn't even have to jump.
Showed some great balance, and heads for the corner, gets the tag. They're tagging out quickly over there. 2 minutes, 2 seconds gone.
Ooh. Joe Stark banged down on a side suplex. Beautiful Bobby off with a knee right in the head, and Stark, look at him drive on him. The referee gets on Eaton about using the fist. Bobby slamming down with that broad arm again, right in the back of the neck. Stark puts a foot up, and Eaton goes after him hard. Slaps him into a front face lock. Beautiful Bobby with the encouragement of Jimmy Hart. Cranking up on that front face lock. Tag out on Sugar. Sugar coming off the second rope right down into the lower back of Joe Stark. Talking about those quick tags, Dave. They could use one right now.
Good. Stark's been in there a long time. 3 minutes, 10 seconds gone.
That's a cover by Sugar, but he only gets a 2 count. Tag on beautiful Bobby. Joe Stark still pinned in there.
Stark reaching with his right hand, but he's a long, long way from the corner.
Tag on Sugar, and here he's back at it again with a body slam on Stark. Stark getting closer to the corner. Makes the tag. Here comes Kenny Shane walking out. Hart had been talking to Shane, we know, about being an assistant manager or something. I don't know what he was talking to him about, but neither the know. Roy Rogers back in the center of the ring with a standing side headlock on beautiful Bobby. Tag goes to Sugar, and Roy Rogers beats him as he comes into the ring, bounces him into the rope. Side mare, and Eaton trying to put a foot right through Roy Rogers.
4.5 minutes gone. Whatever Kenny Shane told Jimmy Hart, Hart apparently is passing it on to Bobby Eaton now.
Sugar holding on to the head scissors with Roy Rogers' head mashed down into that mat. And Roy spreads the knees and gets up. Goes with a spinning leg lock. Crowd getting in behind Roy. Roy now goes back and tags Joe Stark. He had worked on that leg of Sweet Brown Sugar. Those are some tough legs to work on. Sugar has got huge legs. Not all that tall, but really stocky. Joe Stark bounces on him a couple of times. Passes the baton back to Roy Rogers, and Rogers takes over.
5.5 minutes gone.
Woo, Sugar almost got the tag with Eaton. He started through, and the referee said, nope, get out of here. Eaton does come blazing in there. Bobby jumps out, makes the tag on Sweet Brown Sugar, and now it's back after Rogers. Big elbow, and down goes Roy.
A little over 6 minutes gone.
Oh. Well, that may be one right there. He tags out the Sugar instead of going for the pin. And Eaton really vicious today. He is banging away after he's made the tag and all, and really putting the pressure on his opponent. Sugar goes for the side neck pressure point. Sweet Brown Sugar hanging on to Roy Rogers. And this really, more than anything, just saps the strength out of it.
7 minutes gone. 7 minutes gone, 8 minutes left.
Bobby Eaton was hollering they got Roy Rogers bleeding now. I don't know whether his nose was busted or what. Can't really tell.
I think he's got a cut on the lip, which he has had since the first time he was in there at the opening of the match. I think he ran into a knee there.
Tag, beautiful Bobby. Shoots one to the side on the exchange as he takes over and Sugar leads. Roy just missed the tag on Joe Stark. Rogers draped over the top rope, and the referee trying to pull Eaton right back off of him. Stark comes in to intercept Sweet Brown Sugar, who can also come in. Eaton, with the help of Sugar, plants one in the midsection. And we're back to 2 men in the ring now.
8 minutes gone. 8 minutes.
Boy, he just rattled Rogers. Really busting him with that broad arm. And beautiful Bobby goes with that claw on the side of the neck. No, that's not the side of the neck. That is a chokehold, and the referee starts the count. He breaks it up, tags Sugar. Forearm shot to the jaw of Roy Rogers. Eaton and Sugar again double teaming on Roy.
Nine minutes gone.
9 minutes into the action with 6 minutes to go. They're still holding Roy Rogers in there. Sugar slams ahead to the turnbuckle, and Roy really needs to be able to get to that corner, and Joe Stark. Sugar again with a pressure point. Joe Stark hollering at Roy to bridge up. He did, but he was knocked back down right away. Sugar holds him in the side headlock till Eaton gets there.
Oof. 10 minutes gone.
Roy has taken quite a beating in the last 4 or 5 minutes of action. Rogers trying to fight his way out of it, but Sugar and Eaton double teaming again. And a double elbow. Here comes Joe Stark in. I don't think, did Joe get a tag? I don't believe so. I don't think so either. Here comes the Gibson. And that's going to end it. So Sugar and Eaton are going to end up with a disqualification. Rick and Robert hit the ring, come to the aid of Roy Rogers. And end result will be that Roy and Joe Stark will lose it by a disqualification. But the likelihood is that they had Roy in such bad shape, I think they probably had it in there. But the Gibsons got in their licks, and they did come to the aid of Roy Rogers, who had been belted around for about 5 minutes, Jay.
Yeah, he was in no shape, really, to mount an offensive there. He was on the defensive for those 4 or 5 minutes. Beautiful Bobby Eaton, Sweet Brown Sugar, the winners in 10 minutes, 41 seconds.
We have the Midnight Express coming up. Back to it in just a moment.
Signals their entry into the wrestling area. Norvell Austin, Dennis Condrey, Randy Rose. They'll make a decision as to which 2 of them are going to be wrestling here. This will be a one-fall 15-minute time limit match. On the right of the screen from Salem, Virginia, total weight 419 pounds, from Salem, Virginia, Rick McCord, and his partner from San Carlos, Arizona, Chief Thundercloud. And going against him at a total of 477 pounds, the Midnight Express. From Florida, Dennis Condrey. From Memphis, Tennessee, Norvell Austin. And from Atlanta, Georgia, Randy Rose. This match one fall, 15-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
Well, they're all decked out, and they all got their jackets off, so maybe they think it's going to be a 3-on-2 match, but the referee is not going to allow that one. They'll make the decision here who will be facing Rick McCord and Chief Thundercloud as a conference is held, and Norvell Austin will be hitting the chair, and here we go with bell time as Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey go after him.
Rick McCord, young wrestler out of Salem, Virginia, in here with his partner, Chief Thundercloud, doing battle against this Midnight Express, who've been rolling through the territory. The 3 of them, they decide which 2 are going to wrestle at ringside. It might be Condrey and Rose, might be Condrey and Austin, or any combination there. Young Rick McCord with his work cut out for him. Dennis Condrey. One of the bigger of the Midnight Express. Boy, they're all big. McCord sits down on the left arm. Condrey back up on his feet. McCord right on him. Condrey with a handful of hair. The referee trying to get that stopped. McCord whipping him across the ring. Back drops in. Good move by Rick McCord. He's to the corner, makes the tag on Chief Thundercloud. Thundercloud with a double chop off the rope. Dennis Condrey on the mat. He's got a face lock on it. Thundercloud, another good move, but Condrey counters it. The Chief going for the cover. No count began, though, as Dennis Condrey was able to move him off. Condrey's made the tag. This is big Randy Rose out of Atlanta. The Chief with a headlock. Back onto the rope.
Clean break. Back it up, Randy.
Clean break called for by referee Jerry Calhoun. Well, it's the break, but not quite so clean from Randy Rose to the Midnight Express. The Chief whips him across the ring, chops Randy Rose coming off of there. Knocked him to the mat. Thundercloud in the corner. Rick McCord will be coming back in. 2 minutes into the action. 2 minutes into a 1 minute, a one fall, 15-minute time limit match. Covered by Rick McCord. Not for long. Randy Rose after him. Backs him over to the Midnight Express corner. The tag made, and here's Dennis Condrey. Condrey nailed it with a right hand. Upper arm as he came off the ropes. Rick McCord on the mat. Condrey says, get up. Takes him up. Randy Rose in here. The Express double team. Rose with Rick McCord in the air. Body slams it. Goes to the rope. Leap, but McCord had moved out of the way. 3 minutes gone. 3 minutes into the match. Randy Rose had the shoulders down for a count of one. Chief Thundercloud was headed in to help out if he was needed, but McCord able to break the cover at the 1 count. Norvell Austin shouting instructions and encouragement from the Midnight Express corner. Randy Rose putting the heat on that left arm. Condrey here. Boy, he caught Rick right in the top of the head with that boot. Puts the stretch on the left arm. 3:45 gone. 3 minutes, 45 seconds into the action. Dave Brown at ringside with Lance Russell. More wrestling action coming up after this one. Bill Moore's tag team action later today. The Superstar, Bill Dundee, and Steve Kern will be teaming up in a match. McCord's head into the knee of Randy Rose. Rose steps in after the tag made. He's got McCord up in the air now. Backbreaker across the knee. Drops with a forearm. Referee started to count at 1, but Randy Rose picked him up. He did not go for the 3 count. Rose at about 260 pounds, something like that. Going against young Rick McCord. 4:45 gone. 4 minutes, 45 seconds into the action. Plenty of time left. It's a 15-minute time limit match. Condrey with the knee from all the way across the ring. Stays in there as Randy Rose goes back to the corner. McCord between his legs over to the corner, gets the tag on Chief Thundercloud. Randy Rose jumps in there. Thundercloud taking on both of them. Back to Condrey. Thundercloud with a shoulder butt. Heads for the rope. Oh, Norvell Austin from outside. Norvell knocked him down. Condrey has the Chief in the air. A power slam. 2, 3, and that's it. 5 minutes, 33 seconds in the win for the Midnight Express.
Referee Jerry Calhoun was trying to wrestle Randy Rose back from down the ropes into the corner in there, and at that time, Austin used that opportunity to reach up, grab the leg of the Chief, put him down. But the final power slam by Dennis Condrey, and boy, his 250 can really put it on you, too. Took him down 1, 2, 3, and that was the end result with the Midnight Express coming out victorious. More action in a moment. Okay, a little advance warning right now. You folks in Campbellsburg, Indiana, Thursday, March the 11th at the West Washington High School. More about it later on. Now, Tuesday night, we mentioned 2 matches. I want to tell you about the entire card. Gypsy Joe goes against Rick McCord. Roy Rogers against Tojo Yamamoto. $5,000 bounty match. Stan Lane's going to have to be handling the Cuban Assassin with Jimmy Hart at ringside. A 6-man tag match. It's going to be a beaut. Beautiful Bobby, the Dream Machine, and Sweet Brown Sugar going to be going against Rick and Robert Gibson, with Steve Regal coming back into Louisville Gardens as the third man on that side of the ring. Then it'll be Dennis Condrey and Randy Rose, 2 of the Midnight Express, going against Bill Dundee and Dutch Mantell. The final match, well, this is the one at least Steve has been waiting for, and regardless of what Norvell is saying, by golly, he's got to have some worry in his heart. Steve Kern, Norvell Austin, a single match, Tuesday night at the Garden.
Hey, Dave.
All right. It's a match to the expiration of time, introducing at a total of 414 pounds on the left of the screen, from Black Oak, Arkansas, Kenny Shane, and from Jackson, Tennessee, Rooster Cogman. Going against him at a total of 439 pounds. From Tampa, Florida, Steve Kern, and from Australia, the superstar, Bill Dundee. They are the current holders of the AWA Southern Tag Championship belt. This is a non-title match to the expiration of time. Referee Jerry Calhoun.
Crowd got a kick out of the colorful attire that Rooster Cogman had on. Here's Kenny Shane going against a couple of real ornery son of a guns, and Steve Kern and Bill Dundee. They happen to be the champions. The belts are not at stake. But by golly, I'll tell you what, they'll be battling just like they were most of the time.
Well, they sure will. I tell you what, as the match goes on, too, you'll be able to see why they're the current holders of those Southern Tag belts. Tough belts to hang on to, but they got them. Turn. It's Mr. Cogman down on the mat. Cogman looked like he was reaching for the hair, but he didn't have a chance to grab hold as Kern moving him around. Dundee after the tag. Puts Rooster Cogman down to the mat. Got a headlock on him. Cogman tried to roll the shoulders down. He had him there for a moment, not long enough for a count.
Referee saw that hair pulling. He tried to break it up, but Dundee did it for him.
Right. Rooster Cogman makes the tag. This is Kenny Shane. Shane out of Black Oak, Arkansas. Recent addition to the first family. Dundee stalking him around the ring. He got Bill in the eyes. Shane to the corner. The tag on his partner, Rooster Cogman, coming back. Cogman, boy, going after Dundee. He got him in the throat. I think he hit him with a thumb, point of the thumb in the throat. Cogman whips him across the ring, carried him into the turnbuckles. Dundee gets his feet out from under him, throws Cogman back, keeps Shane out of the action, rolls to the corner, and the tag on Steve Kern. Kern battling both of them. Dundee grabs Cogman. Steve Kern grabs Ken Shane. The two freight trains meet in the center of the ring. Both of them head out of the ring to regroup. There's Steve Kern, Bill Dundee up in the ring. Dundee steps back out on the apron now. Steve is the official man in the ring. Rooster Cogman under the rope. He heads back to the center of the ring to be greeted by Steve Kern. 3 minutes gone in this first fall. Remember, this match is an expiration of time match. We're going to have wrestling as long as there's time remaining. When time expires, we'll add up the falls that each team has won, and they'll be the winners. Kenny Shane gets the tag from Rooster Cogman. Shane fires Kern into the rope. Touches him with the upper arm, but boy, Steve hit him hard. Knocked Shane off balance. Shane backed into the corner. Bill Dundee being run back to the corner by the referee. Rooster Cogman back in. Steve Kern. Whoa. Hello, he got him with a forearm. He's still staggering. Cogman has turned by the hair. Steve from back in the corner. Kicked his way out. Heads for his corner and the tag on Dundee, but Cogman grabs him about less than a foot away from the tag. And no tag. Now there's the tag. Steve backs to the corner and tags Bill Dundee. Upper arm by Dundee. Oh, the boot across the forehead.
Billy laying a hurt to him right now.
Sure is. He's been watching Cogman and Kenny Shane work on Steve Kern. He's been itching to get in there, and now he is in there. He's giving him back some of that medicine he's been watching. Kenny Shane in. Tag has been made. 5 minutes gone. 5 minutes into the first ball.
Got a lot of time on our expiration of time, Match Davey, so we've still got plenty of wrestling coming up as Bill Dundee and Steve Kern handling the challenge of Kenny Shane and Rooster Cogman. They primarily, I think their biggest offensive weapon have been jabbing at the eyes. They seem to be going for the eyes and trying to hurt Dundee. Yeah, there goes Shane again.
He's knuckling that right eye. Shane with a right hand. He reached for the tag. Yeah, he got the tag. Here's Cogman coming back in. Forearm across the back. Little hair pulling. We've been doing a lot of that, too.
Yes, sir.
Cogman runs into Dundee. Dundee down behind him. He's going for a sleeper, looks like.
Shane kind of wishes he hadn't run in there at that moment. Kern got him, and Dundee going with a sleeper hold on Rooster Cogman. He's having a hard time holding on, but he is, in fact, persevering as Kern is keeping Shane out. Here comes
Tojo and the fighting stick. Across the back of Bill Dundee. Steve Kern heads for Tojo. Tojo got him, too. Now Tojo and the stick head out of the wrestling area. The first fall goes to Bill Dundee and Steve Kern, 6:43 when the disqualification occurs.
Yeah, it'll be a disqualification on the team of Kenny Shane and Rooster Cogman as Dundee and Kern win it by disqualification due to Tojo jumping in, banging Dundee with that fighting stick in there. We'll take time out, check our time, and be back with action in just a moment.
Hello, Steve Kern. Disqualification when Tojo Yamamoto hit the ring with the fighting stick. We are just about set to go with the second fall as Kenny Shane and Rooster Cogman step up onto the apron. Referee signals it's time to start the second fall. And here we go. Bill Dundee starting against Rooster Cogman in this one.
The first one ended, as you have been told, with a disqualification as Tojo Yamamoto jumped in there and whaled Dundee with that fighting stick. That called for the conclusion of it, and the referee stopped the bout at that point. Rooster Cogman and Kenny Shane and Jimmy Hart, for some reason.
Let me tell you something, Russell. I made that boy right there a promise a while ago, and I'm going to keep my promise. I've been on the phone right now, calling all over the United States, and I've got some people coming here that's going to make the family number one like it's always been number one.
Okay, Jimmy. Whatever. Hart calls Kenny Shane down to the floor while Rooster Cogman just got blasted by Steve Kern. Come on, Jimmy, get out of here. You don't belong in
out
here.
here today, it makes me sick, man. Come on, Kenny, come on, baby.
Rooster banged down hard as Steve Kern manhandling Cogman, chased him straight over. He hooked those arms and suplexed him straight over. Kenny Shane started in. The referee said stop, and he did stop at that moment. Dundee takes the tag, and, well, Billy holding Cogman as Steve Kern and Dundee letting a little of their wrath out on Rooster Cogman. Full Nelson.
All these people are brainwashed out here. You know, I know exactly what Stan Lane's doing. He's riding up down the highway with Dundee and Kern. Kern's going, hey, Stan, how big am I? He's going, oh, you're a giant, man. You're bigger than Luther Rick. No, I'll shut up, you little punk. And I know what Dundee's doing. He said, how tall am I, Stan Lane? And Stan goes, oh, you're 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". Well, Stan, let me tell you, baby, it ain't going to do you no good, brother. Come on, baby, let's go.
The rambling commentary of Jimmy Hart, who, I don't know, I detect kind of a desperate sound in Jimmy's voice. He mentioned a moment ago about getting, we got some guys coming in from all over the country, that kind of thing. Like he feels like he's in real serious trouble. Dundee and Kern, meanwhile, taking care of business as Dundee leg drops Kenny Shane. Shane and Cogman, as we said in the first ball, were using those eye gouging. Whoa, that's it. Do it again. Eye gouging tactics on Dundee and Kern.
You know, I don't know that Hart has done Kenny Shane any good out here yelling and complaining. I think about all he's done is make Kern and Dundee mad so far. We're coming up on the 3-minute mark of the second fall. 3 minutes gone.
Kenny Shane hanging in with a head scissors, and Kern took no short time, just banged it out of it. Takes him all the way up in the air and dumps him down, but Cogman ran all the way through. Yeah.
What heart that Kenny Shane's got. Look at him, baby. With Jimmy Hart behind him, he's going to be a superstar, I promise you. You know, I've got
Come on, Jimmy.
things to do. I need an assistant, and I'm going to hire him.
You can take off right now and get started on him as far as we're concerned. Jimmy, put the belt down. You don't have to. Nice. Okay. Back into action. Steve Kern front face lock. Tags out to Bill Dundee, and Dundee comes in, turns the arm over. Billy down as Kenny Shane slugging away now, and the referee is going to back him up. Jimmy Hart over here from outside of the ring. Go, come up here.
Come on, you big bully.
Come on.
Come on, man. That's right. Hit me
Don't
with
get
that
in
big
behind
bully.
us, Jimmy.
Big old turn.
Get out there and fight your own battles.
4:15 gone in the second fall. 4 minutes, 15 seconds.
First fall of 6:43, disqualification to Kern and Dundee. They are one fall up. I doubt if there was much serious thought that Shane and Cogman could upset the AWA Southern Tag Champs. They are, as a matter of fact, battling a little harder than I really thought they were going to. They've used various tactics, I will say, to keep themselves in this thing. But every time they do, they also irritate Dundee and Kern, and that just means, oh, nice leg dive. But Billy kicks out of it. Shane reaching up for a tag. Gets Cogman. There's a tag on Steve Kern. Two new gladiators come in there.
I'll tell you one thing about this Cogman, too. He's a street fighter. He's been battling, gouging eyes and pulling hair and whatever, and that, I think, is one of the things that's kept him in the match as long as they have to.
Oh, he is in there with a good one if he wants to do a little fight. Boy, oh boy, that's going to be it. Yeah.
It's okay. He didn't beat Kenny, though. He didn't beat Kenny.
Steve unloosed that forearm, Dave, and just his feet absolutely snapped straight up in the air as he then covered him up. And got a 1-2-3 on him. Two. The second fall is also going to go to Dundee and Kern. Cogman still, I was wondering if he was going to be that crazy to stay in there and battle with Dundee and Kern when two of them couldn't go against her. What was the official time?
Time on it was 5 minutes, 23 seconds, 5:23. And during all of Jimmy Hart's tirades over here, his guys, Kenny Shane and Rooster Cogman also were taking quite a beating in there at the hands of Steve Kern. And finally, Steve nailed him with that forearm. And 5:23 wrapped it up for the team of Dundee and Kern. That's 2 straight falls for him.
It looked like if somebody had a rope and just snapped the feet right out from under him where Kern hit him with that doggone thing. We're going to take time out, check our time, and we'll be back in just a moment. Okay, back into action here on Channel 3's Championship Wrestling in just a moment. I gave you the entire card just a few moments ago. Dynamite with that 6-man tag, that bounty hunter match, and then you got a tag match with Dennis Condrey and Randy Rose against Bill Dundee, Dutch Mantell. Going to be really interesting in the main event, single match, Steve Kern, Norvell Austin. We'll talk to Steve about that in just a moment. Dutch, you're going to be joining up with Bill Dundee to go against Rose and Condrey. It's a big team you're facing.
All right, I feel real good today. I feel so good I might want to go and slap my grandmama down. But the last time I was involved in the Midnight Express, I was asked by Bill Dundee and Steve Kern to be their partners. But things got personal with me, and Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey seemed to want to do away with me. And I've been around a long time, and I've lived a long time, and I've fought all my life, and I don't see why this is any different from anything else. Now, Randy Rose, you baggy-eyed, knock-kneed looking Texas egg-sucking dog, let me tell you one thing. You're not getting rid of me. You're not getting rid of Dundee, and you're not going to win the match. So when we show up in Louisville, I'm going to try my dead-level best to teach you a lesson in wrestling, and I'm going to be watching Steve Kern's match, and don't try to interfere in it, boys. Mark my words.
Yeah, they've already made that comment that Norvell's never by himself.
That's right, Lance. I've waited a long time to see this, and if you just bring my good friend in here, Brother Norvell Austin, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to be watching his back, and them two goose ain't running in. I can't wait to see this match, buddy.
Well, Steve, you got it. A single match with Norvell.
Well, I've been waiting for 5 weeks for this, Lance, and I'm going to tell you right now, basically, I'm a wrestler. When I go into a wrestling match, I go in to pin a man's shoulders. But this time it's different. Norvell Austin, you've backed yourself into a corner, and you're looking at your future sitting right here. I'm not coming to wrestle you. This match may not go long, and anybody there is going to remember this match for a long time. You're going to be telling your kids about this, because after this match is over, there's going to be somebody left laying bloody, and it ain't going to be Steve Kern. You're going to be looking up at him and wishing you'd never opened your big mouth.
Well, a lot of vengeance built up in that, and you can understand it, too. You'll see him, Steve Kern, Norvell Austin, Tuesday night, Louisville Garden.
We had some action in there starting in the first one. Was not absolutely the greatest championship wrestling program, but we had a good show with lots of action in there. Dave, how about a recap?
We did have action from the beginning there. We had lots of disqualifications today as we had lots of interference in the matches. And the first one was when we got started with all of that. Stan Lane was going against Speed. Stan Lane handling himself very well. I think he pretty well had Speed in the position to make a pin on it, but he never got the chance because Ali Hassan, the Iranian assassin, jumped into the ring at 4 minutes, 43 seconds. Referee disqualified Speed at that point, and Stan Lane has the victory at about 4:45.
Might point out also that he was followed very shortly after by the Cuban assassin, who also made his appearance out there.
And half a dozen others before we finally got him out of there. Then it was beautiful Bobby Eaton, Sweet Brown Sugar as a tag team going against Roy Rogers and Joe Stark. Roy and Joe gave a good accounting of themselves. It was 10 minutes, 41 seconds of the action. But again, Bobby Eaton and Sweet Brown Sugar the last 3 or 4 minutes pretty well in control of the match. The Gibson brothers came in to help out Roy Rogers and Joe Stark and got them disqualified as a result. So it was beautiful Bobby Eaton and Sweet Brown Sugar with a win. 10 minutes, 41 seconds the time on that one. Midnight Express going against Rick McCord and Chief Thundercloud. And in this one, it was the Midnight Express all the way. Norvell Austin elected to be the man who stayed outside the ring. And it was Dennis Condrey and Randy Rose teaming up to defeat Rick McCord and Chief Thundercloud a little over 5.5 minutes. Then it was Bill Dundee and Steve Kern going against Kenny Shane and Rooster Cogman. And in 2 straight falls, it was the team of Dundee and Kern defeating Kenny Shane and Rooster Cogman. Dundee and Kern, of course, with the championship belts. I think we mentioned during the match that they were favorites in it. But this Rooster Cogman, as we said, is a fighter. Kenny Shane, too, and he had some encouragement along the way from Jimmy Hart during the day-to-day. And I don't know if that inspired him or what, but anyway, they kept battling, but Dundee and Steve Kern did win it in 2 straight.
Yeah, first of all, Tojo saw fit to
Another
intervene with a
disqualification.
fighting stick in there and bang Billy on the head and try to cause general confusion and problems for Dundee and Kern. It did not, only a few bumps on Billy from that fighting stick bouncing off of him. Disqualification went. They had the fall won anyhow, and it wouldn't have made a whole lot of difference. But it did come out as an official disqualification. Davey, that pretty well takes care of it. Next week, more big action. By golly, the unpredictable right here. Championship Wrestling. We're going to be looking for you back. Dave Brown, Lance Russell. Bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of Championship Wrestling.
Lance Russell and Dave Brown right along ringside. By golly, we're about ready to go with Championship Wrestling, Davey.
Oh, we are indeed. I tell you what, coming up today, some good matches. Nightmare will be going against Stan Lane in the opening match today. We'll have beautiful Bobby Eaton going against Chief.